Welcome, world, to the Goats and Goose Show. Here we have with us today Mr. Billionaire Pop, the
What up, G?
bashful but always brilliant Rugerod, the comedic stylings of Killer K, and yours truly, the best for last, Pharaoh Prince Aladdin. The Goats and Goof is a prolific podcast created to. I can't do
Look at him.
it. Mark, don't start with me, bro. We just fucking waited a whole hour because you wanted to eat and shit, bro. Let me get this fucking introduction off.
Hey, that wasn't why you couldn't get
Nah,
this work.
bro. Nah, yeah, this shit was goofy. I'm already irritated, bro. Don't push me.
It's as goofy as you been the goof. Carry on.
Look, all right.
Carry on.
We're here to tack on tack on sports and any controversial topic, preferably the fisticuff variety.
A
Here
variety
you
of
have
fisticuffs.
whatever, bro. All right, you know what, bro? I'm done with this guys, bro. All right. This fucking all right, fuck you, monkey. All right, that's all we say.
You been fucked that up. You been,
All
Nah, we
right,
gonna
look.
keep it rolling.
hey, he said, this is the go to the goons. And then he gonna pause and then start laughing.
Nah, because I almost swallowed my gum and it got stuck to my
Bro,
Fool, I
this
throat.
thought
shit
you
Whatever.
is
was
live, bro.
Oh, okay. See, we live and y'all goofing
Bro,
around.
It's
See,
cool.
y'all
We
the
live.
it's
goofs.
been live
And
for
we
over a
uploading
minute.
this. No edits. Authenticity. Continue.
Y'all boys crazy.
I
Man.
like it. I like it. Okay, so on a real note, though, now that we got all the clownery out of our system and the buffoonery by Malky, of course.
Clown. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Go ahead,
So,
Prince.
so basically, we're gonna tag on the greatest of all time claim. All right. So, of course, I'm gonna go around and ask you guys, the popular opinion. Who would you say is the greatest of all time? Now, again, this is the popular opinion. If you was to ask the world, who is the greatest boxer of all time?
Who wanna go first?
Just say, most people. I would say most people that actually have some experience in boxing would probably say Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and then like casuals, they probably say somebody like Mike Tyson or Roy Jones, and then like diehards, uh, they'll say like a Roy Jones, maybe a Floyd Mayweather or somebody closer to like the 1970s, maybe even Ali. So
Okay, what about you, Killer?
I'd say Ali for me
Ali.
personally.
Okay, and then you, Malky.
I think the popular vote would be Ali for the world, and I think for the diehard boxing purists, most people would probably say Sugar Ray Robinson. This era, they'll say like Floyd or Roy Jones though, or like Tyson.
Right, but but we can all
The
come to an
popular
agreement. The
popular
popular
opinion is
opinion
Ali for sure,
is Muhammad Ali being the greatest of all time, right?
easily. That's the popular opinion.
Easily. Okay, yeah. And I can honestly and humbly and easily say that all those goofies are wrong. He is not the greatest of all time.
I
Um
second that.
and and I'm actually gonna tag on. I'm gonna explain my
hold on.
comments throughout the duration of the film.
All right, quick
Um
question on that though. Quick question on that. When you say greatest of all time, do you do greatest of all time combining every weight class, or do you do it by each weight class? And like, do you do
no.
like the original weight, or do you do like 16 weight classes? Like, how do you do
Well, yeah, I would just look at from a I just look at from all weight classes who should have that claim. Now again, the it's a claim because in some people's opinions that a multitude of boxers can be different boxers can be um having that claim. Some people can say Roberto Duran, some people can say Sugar Ray Leonard, you know, some people can say
Oh boy,
you
I
know
love it.
Mike Tyson or whatnot. But my question is, what makes Muhammad Ali the greatest? What makes him? Why do you feel he deserves that claim? Kayla, I'm gonna
Oh,
start with you.
okay.
Just to be basic with it, man. I just think that he was just electrifying, and I think he was
Oh
athletic
yeah, Alexa.
for his size.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
you, electrifying.
yeah, just like I said, electrifying and pretty skilled for him to be a heavyweight, in my opinion. And then
Okay,
on top of
am I
the
echoing?
arrogance,
Can
you know what I mean?
Okay, first of all, can y'all hear me echo?
I
No, no,
get
I'm
you
good
perfect.
now. Okay, you can hear me
You
perfect.
probably echoing a little. Just mute yourself when somebody else is talking.
Okay, cool.
It's easy.
Okay,
All right.
Ruger, go ahead. Sorry.
What I was gonna say. I personally don't say he's the greatest of all time. I usually do greatest of all time by each weight class. I just do the original 8 weight classes because it's too easy to jump weight classes now. But for heavyweights, I put him in the top two. Definitely top two. It's either or, whatever people's opinion is. But yeah, I'll put him in the top two greatest heavyweights of all time because just the fact that he was able to be undisputed so many times in the two belt era, which means there was actually two different champions, and he unified multiple times. Not only that, he defended against the people actually ranked. He didn't fight people below rank 15 and stuff like that. He was always fighting top 5, top 10 guys. So therefore, like, you can't really shit on his resume as you could do with fighters like today, like
But you,
Otto Wallin fighting
right?
Tyson Fury, or even like 15 years ago when you could say who's the heavyweight that fought 15, guys like John Ruiz becoming heavyweight champions, and who's the guy that Roy Jones, not Roy, George Foreman fought, the white dude, where he became the IBF champion. I can't remember his name.
Not George
Uh,
Travalian.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's just like it's too easy to win a belt nowadays, and you can fight a top 15 fighter as a title defense. So,
Well, I
or
mean,
somebody ranked below the top 15. So that's all I wanted to say.
so okay, so basically for me, I feel that you should be rated the greatest of all time. Now, again, like I said, it's only a claim because a lot of people can like different things about a fighter. Muhammad Ali, for me, he wasn't that skilled of a fighter, to be 100% honest with you, because he made so many mistakes. So many mistakes. I understand that can, you kind of got to know your fighter. That can make you great because you can get away with those mistakes on a high level. But to me, man, it's just so many simple mistakes to where a general boxer or somebody that actually knows the sport or knows how to box traditionally wouldn't teach or fundamentally teach, hey, I'm going to teach you how to be like Ali. I'm going to teach you how to do this and to teach you how to do that. You know what I mean? Because he broke a lot of basic rules when it comes to the technicality of the sport.
Mhm.
Now, Ruga, I know you talked about resumes. Uh, I'm glad you brought that up because because Muhammad Ali really doesn't have a really good resume. Now he has a lot of names that might get a lot of light because of who
You don't
they
think he has a
are.
great resume?
No, I don't think he has a really good resume. If we talk about the resume, I mean, Malky, if you want to tag on who he fought, or I mean, I can do it. But I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, before we touch on that, you have to remember on some of the names because he does have Hall of Fame type calibers fighters on his resume, but some of the names that we might name, you have to look at who they fought. Just because they were popular or whatnot, who did they fight to get them that claim? You understand what I mean?
Yeah, and to
I'm
Because I
gonna
touch
I'm
on the
mean,
gonna
point.
I'm gonna I'm gonna do a quick response on that because
every time he fought a guy and who is currently holding a belt, all those dudes are ranked in the top 10 at least.
Okay,
I
but I can
think there
say the
may
same
be one.
thing. I can
No, no,
say the
no,
same
no.
thing about Floyd Mayweather, though. A lot of people don't get him credit for some of the
What? Bro,
fighters
bro,
that
bro,
he
bro, bro,
fought.
bro, 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 bro. Nobody in the
And
world was ranking Andre Berto in the top 10.
here's the problem I have with you ranking
Hey,
that.
facts.
Actually, here's the
That's
problem I
not
have.
facts, Killer. Don't
Another,
No,
facts
no.
with him. You don't even
Hey,
know who Andre Berto is.
hey,
Shut
That's the
your
hey,
last
Berto
nigga
ass
he
up.
fought.
hey, I want to touch on that fight. I
That's
actually
the
would
last
love.
nigga he
but
fought.
I would love nothing more than to touch on this.
go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
People is
Go ahead,
very
Naki.
people is very critical about Floyd fighting Andre Berto, which wasn't the greatest the opponent to select after many will say the biggest win of his career and Manny Pacquiao. But it was understood that Floyd's career was technically over. Muhammad Ali fought George Foreman, which was the biggest fight and win of his career. And then right after, and he was still active at this time, not about to retire. After he fought George Foreman, he proceeded to fighting Chuck Wepner, who at the time
And
had
the Chuck Webner.
the
Sorry, go
Chuck
ahead.
Wepner, who record he was very beatable. He had either 6 or 8 losses at the time. He definitely wasn't the top guy. He lost to a plethora of people before Ali got to him, and he had a historic classic fight with him, and that's what led to the Rocky series
The
being
Rocky
created.
movies. Correct.
So how can Floyd be crucified for fighting Andre Berto after beating Pacquiao when it was
Chuck
understood that he
Webner was
was
like on the 7 fight win streak when he fought Ali.
who,
So
who
he
was
was
one of the
obviously.
7 people that he beat?
Exactly.
I can't name
Andre
him.
Berto was on the 3 fight win streak, I believe, before he
Yeah,
fought
3 is not even
Floyd.
half of 7.
But
But
it
who did he?
doesn't matter. You got opponents.
It
Wait, hold on.
does
I got a
matter.
monkey. You got to look at
But
no.
okay,
You got to look at the opponents
who did
that he
Chuck
was
Wepner
fighting.
beat?
The okay. So look, the basically also to touch on to
Ernie Terrell.
some but come Ernie Terrell, bro.
Come
Tammy
on,
Terrell's
bro.
brother. Are you kidding me? He was a temptation. Are you kidding me? He beat a
That's Tommy
temptation.
Terrell's brother.
Yeah, he beat a Tammy. He beat
Really?
a temptation reject, bro. He got kicked off the temptation squad and fucking decided to fight because him and David Ruffin had problems, and this was
But
before the celebrity
time out.
boxing.
Not to cut you off.
He wasn't
One
he
of the
wasn't
hold on. Two of these
temptation
seven
versus Supreme.
Two of these 7 people that he beat prior to his Muhammad Ali fight, since you brought it up, Andre Berto fought Joseph Cito Lopez is one of those guys, which is a pretty solid win. But in the midst of him
No.
fighting Ernie Terrell, he fought Billy Williams, who was 7 wins, 5 losses, and a draw. Then he also fought a 15 win, 29 losses, and 3 draw Charlie Polite, followed by Terry Hynite.
Right, and
Who was
Terry High
36
Night. Are
and
you
4.
kidding me? He changed my oil not too long ago.
Not Terry Hink, but I'm not dissing
Oh, okay.
Chuck
Well,
Wepner, saying Chuck Wepner was a
I'm
bum.
dissing Chuck Runner.
But Chuck Wepner clearly fought guys with losing records on his quest in the fighting Muhammad Ali.
Absolutely.
He
Counteract that.
fought dudes with better he fought dudes with better records than fucking what's his name?
So okay, so
Andre
Hold on,
look.
hold on, hold on,
Berto.
hold on, hold on.
Andre
Wait,
No, he
so
Berto.
didn't
okay, so
because
hold
he
on.
fought a
Okay,
Yes, he
guy,
okay.
did.
bro.
He
Okay,
He
even
hold on,
fought
fought
a
hold on. Let
guy
he
me
who was
touch
lost
on.
seven
to.
and five.
Okay, hold
A
on. Let
guy
me touch
7 and
on.
5.
Right, yeah. So look,
He
let me
fought
touch
dudes
on
he
that. Let
lost
me
to.
touch on it. But look, let me touch on that because you know the comparison between fighters. So the whole bringing up Muhammad Ali as the claim as I feel like his resume gets so praised by only certain names on his resume, such as Joe Frazier, George Foreman. I mean, I can honestly only name 5 credible opponents that I can give him that he beat, and I mean, that would be Joe Frazier, George
But
Foreman, Ken Norton.
I want to speak on that
I mean,
because
Floyd
Which is a
Patterson.
because
controversial one.
but
Floyd.
I
I
want
mean,
to
Floyd
speak on
Patterson.
that because he's in an era where the top dudes are legit the top dudes. Nowadays these dudes fight each other and you don't even know who's the top guy because somebody like fucking Teofimo Lopez might lose to George Cambosa. And they were just talking about them dudes being the four horsemen or whatever. So now he lose to George Kambosos. So does that mean George Kambosos is really that good, or is this just a one
Well,
off? Like
well,
no,
okay.
because nobody talked about when they remember you was calling Lomachenko no Manchenko. You was one of them. And when he lost to Teofimo Lopez, what does that drop him?
No, it doesn't drop. So me, I'm the type of person that don't look at it. I don't credit. I don't really look at a loss as that being that harsh, that harsh
But
in your
you were
career.
just talking about other
Depending.
dudes'
Okay,
losses.
so look, I'm gonna explain that because the losses of the other guys, it seems like it's still prey just because they lose to a guy doesn't mean that they're still a credible opponent. So you would look at guys. So like you said, Ruger, at their time, they might have been in the top 10 or they might have been credible. I can say that about Victor Ortiz. When Floyd Mayweather fought Victor Ortiz, he was ranked number 6 or 5 on a
That's
pound for
right.
pound list.
Yeah,
On a
and you
pound.
get credit
So
for it.
so now, but he doesn't get credit for a Victor Ortiz when in a lot of people's eyes, not our eyes, but the casuals' eyes, killer, because he's looked at as Victor Ortiz the way he finished his career. So
And
unfortunately
and that's
nowadays,
how you
this
that's
day
how
and
you
age,
talking about Joe Frazier. That's
this
exactly how you
no
talking
no
about
no
Joe
no no no
Frazier.
no 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 no. I'm talking about not the Joe Frazier's. I'm talking about the whole who's the dude with Chuck Webner. Chuck Webner wasn't regarded as a good, like a really great
Yes,
fighter.
he
You know,
was. He
no, he
wasn't
No, he was
wasn't.
regarded
not.
as the
No,
greatest
he
all
was.
time.
No, he was
He was
not.
not
No,
He was
regarded
not.
as that.
He was
no, they
not
had.
regarded. He was
He
picked.
has
He
14.
was
Let me look it up. He has
so
14
listen,
losses.
listen. That's what
He has
inspired
four
the Rocky Balboa fight. Is because
exactly.
he needed
He
Muhammad Ali
retired
needed
36-14. Y'all
listen, he
clown
needed
Ricardo
somebody.
Mayorga for doing the same thing.
Look, he needed somebody to
Yeah, and he had
basically
five
just fight
losses,
through, and he
losses at the end
picked.
of his career.
Yeah, but it doesn't. No, the point that I'm
He
making
would be
is
30 and 9. That's better than Berto down there.
no, that's not
No,
better
it's
than
not.
Berto.
Andre
That's not
Berto only
It
lost
is.
Berto.
three
But
fights. That
at
sounds
one point in
crazy.
time,
Or
Andre
four fights.
Berto was regarded as one of the most
Berto is fighting
talented,
Browns.
sensational talents in the welterweight division. So you
Chuck
have a
Bro,
Wepner
who the
wasn't
fuck did
valued.
that?
so back. Okay, hold on, because let me get
And not
back
only
to
that,
the
he's fighting in a weight class where you can't dodge nobody because you can't go up and down in weight. Only way you could
Okay,
dodge is not
so
fight for
look,
the belt, and it's only two
let me
belts.
okay, so look, let me get back on the Ali's resume because I don't even though
Berto got 5 losses, so
I
Time
he ain't
out.
too
don't
far off.
he didn't
Does
have
Ali
five
get credit for
losses.
beating Archie Moore? I want to know
Hold on,
Ruger's opinion there.
he didn't have 5 losses when
Archie
he
Moore
fought
was
for.
old as fuck.
Okay, Archie Moore was 49 years old when he fought Cassius
Yeah,
Clay.
he was old as fuck.
But a lot of people count that win because of what they perceive Archie Moore with him having the most knockouts in the history. I've heard Ali blatantly get a lot of respect for that.
Right, like Ali fought
Yeah,
Jimmy
it's all
Young,
it's
bro. Are you
all
kidding me? Jimmy
a lot
Young
a lot of those
and
people
even
from back
Ernie
in the day will fight till they were old as shit
like
because it was prize
like
fighting and
I
it was a top sport. Now nowadays the only person to do that is Bernard Hopkins. So
well,
no,
I mean to be honest
I
with
don't
you,
even
there's
give Kovalev a lot of credit for
okay,
beating Bernard Hopkins.
Hold on, Ruger. I'm trying to tack on his I'm trying to tack on who do you give credit for Muhammad Ali beating? Okay, so we all came to agreement of Joe Frazier and George Foreman, correct?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Ruger,
Yes,
killer.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so then so then that's three. Now remember, I'm only gonna list five because it's gonna be hard to list five, but that's two. That's two great wins, Hall of Fame caliber wins. Ken Norton is another one. You guys agree,
Ken
right?
Norton, yes, that's a great win. It's just also a lot of people don't even think Ali won that series.
And yes, I give you that. But I mean, he got the job done. That's
He
fine.
got it done historically, so that's good.
Guys like Ernie Shavers and and Ron Lyle. I don't
you got to
know.
give him
I
Ron
can't.
Lyle.
Yeah, how his
You got
only
to give him
Ron
Ernest Shavers too. What the
I you
fuck?
can't give
Ernie
him Ernie
Shavers never was
Shavers,
a world champion.
and he
Ernie
never.
Shavers,
Yeah,
Ernie
but
Shavers was just known for a big punch.
Ernie
I
Sha-
you're talking
that
about guys being world champions. It's only 2 belts, and at that time, when you got them unified, there's only
but
one
Ernie
person to beat for the
Shavers,
no,
and
belt.
I like Ernie
but you
Shavers, but Ernie
no, but you
Shavers was
gotta
beatable throughout. He never
you
won the big
No,
fight.
Ernie
He lost
Shavers
all of them.
would knock out fucking
Ernie, but
But
no,
who
who
did
no,
did
but
Ernie
Wilder
Ernie
beat for
Ernie
the
Shavers,
belt?
Shavers
but
whoop
What
who
Paddy
is
did
the
no,
dude's
LaBelle?
but
name with
who
the
the
dreads?
Can't even think of
But
his fucking name right
who
now.
did? But who did
Charles
Bermain
Ernie?
Martin.
Stavern. No, Bermain Stavern. But Ernie Shavers would mop the floor with Bermain Stavern.
But
So,
why are
like
we
I
talking
said,
about?
that shit
But I think
because that's
Alexander
how
Usyk
Wilder
was
got a
watching
belt.
with Ernie Shavers. But who did Ernie Shavers? His record is good, but who did Ernie Shavers really beat? He don't have that many good wins
He
historic,
doesn't. He doesn't have a notable win to even give him that claim. That's like
bro.
me saying that Soto
Yes.
Carras. Oh well, I can't even say Soto Carras because at least he has an Andre Berto and he has a couple notable wins of
So,
somebody of that
bro, bro, bro,
stature.
bro, bro,
Of
bro,
that
a
bro.
lot of
stature.
these, a
Shavers
lot
knocked out Ken Norton.
of, bro. Here's the problem I have. You
Bruh,
talk
but
about
Ken no. Okay, I
that was
tell you
a
what. I tell
decent
you what.
win.
Okay.
I give
Oh,
you that because
okay.
I
Okay. I
didn't
tell
know
you
that.
what. I tell you
I
what.
knew that.
Okay. 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 I tell you what. I tell you what. I tell you what. That's fine. That's fine. I put any shavers on there, even though it's hard to do that. But that's four, right? That's four. Now we need one
Mhm.
more. We need one more. Do you give him? I
I
don't
Sonny
give
give
him
him.
Liston.
Tug
You didn't
Whitner.
even name Sonny Listen.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you give him Sonny Liston? Who did Sonny
Yes.
Liston beat? Who did he beat?
He
Floyd
knocked out Floyd
Patterson.
Patterson
No,
twice
he
in the
beat
first
no,
round,
but
but
he beat an old Floyd Patterson.
Floyd
yeah, here's
Floyd
the
Patterson.
Patterson was
How old
old.
was Floyd Patterson when?
He
Floyd
was
But how
Patterson
old
was
is
old.
Sonny
Floyd
Listen? How
Patterson
old is Sonny Listen? No.
Floyd
No, but
Patterson was
Floyd
washed
Patterson
when he
was
fought Ali.
yeah, he was very no, but he was very washed when he fought. Okay, I
What
tell you
Sonny
what.
Liston?
He was washed when he fought Sonny Liston. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're gonna do that, then we can go back to the Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. Is that a credible? It's a credible win, but do you view Buster Douglas as a credible opponent?
Yeah,
He
because he
could,
was ranked and he came out. He became a
but he couldn't
mandatory.
sit. But he couldn't sustain the. Okay, I
He
tell you
beat
what.
Oliver McCall.
That is a pretty good win. I'll say this though, bro. Here's
Okay.
the problem I have. Uh, Ali resume I think is good for the era he fought. I personally don't think he the goat. But I'll say this: a lot of the guys that y'all saying that he fought that plateaued him to be the goat, like Ernie Shavers, bro. Ernie Shavers fought a guy who had under 10 fights, and he fought another guy who had a losing record towards the end of his career. You talk about
But
Floyd fighting Andre Berto, but we can't act like or justify guys like Ernie Shavers fighting guys who got 8 wins with 4 losses.
Okay,
Danny
so let me
Garcia
do this.
fought Rod
Hold on.
Saka, bro.
Okay, so look,
That's
let me
all
do,
I'm gonna
but it's
say.
okay. No, but it's okay to fight one
Ross,
time one of those. No, no, no. It's okay to fight
Nah.
one of those throwaway fights. Are you kidding me? We just talked about Muhammad Ali when he had 60 fights. He fought somebody that had 14 fights. So I mean, you can that's
What was their
okay.
Olympic background?
bro, look,
This guy
hold
now
on.
you talking about Olympic background. Okay,
No, because that
hold on.
matters, bro. We're
I
not gonna
wanna
act
get
like that
killer.
don't matter.
I want to get Killer
Bro,
in the mix because okay, look, I'm gonna say this. So Muhammad Ali, if you give him praise for five to, I guess we listed five credible opponents.
I
With
don't
some
know
of
if I
them,
want to
it's
give him
subpar.
Ernie Shavers,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying.
I'm
Some
looking,
is
look at,
subpar. But I tell you what,
bro.
I can't say this. I make this statement confidently. I think Floyd Mayweather has a far better resume than Muhammad Ali. Does that make him the GOAT?
I personally think
Okay.
he is the GOAT, but I want to touch back on Ali because Ernie Shavers' resumes bothers me. He fought a guy, these is his last 10 opponents.
This
5
is
and
my problem with
16.
y'all argument because you guys are
Listen,
talking about people not winning a belt. At the time, there's only two belts, and
but
then
I'm talking about
Ali. No. Because Ali has the belt, so the only way for them to get the belt is to beat Ali, and they didn't beat him, and
Well, I'm
that's why you
well,
gotta give him that credibility. If people didn't fight Floyd Mayweather, they could have just went and got the IBF belt, which is what a whole bunch of people did, or they could have just fought and like Manny Pacquiao and had the WBO belt.
yeah,
If there's only two belts,
but the
no.
issue
Listen,
no,
listen,
but hold
listen.
hey, but
on.
Listen,
here's
We're
no,
the
not
no, no, no,
talking
problem.
no.
It's
Let
about
me
not
finish
him
belts.
this
winning the
out, though.
belts, bro.
No.
All
Go
right,
Let
ahead,
go,
me
go
go,
ahead.
go,
finish
go,
this out.
go
Let
ahead.
me finish this out. Because Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao didn't fight each other, and they were in the same weight class for at least 7 or 8 years. That can't happen with Muhammad Ali. At some point within them 7 years, he has to fight that person. And
I give you
that's a whole different thing. And not only that, there's other people with belts other than those two in the same weight class, bro. Such as fucking Kell Brook.
But
How does
okay,
no,
but look,
listen. How does Devin
when
Alexander, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Kell Brook never fight each other? And they're all in the same weight class over 7 years. None of them have fought each other except
one.
for and then Floyd ends up fighting Manny Pacquiao. Like what the fuck, bro? That's
Well,
the
those
only
well
guys
fight
that's
we
were at
got.
that's how the same
140
no
while they were at 147, and when
No. Floyd was
they
at 147.
yeah, and the
well
other guys was at 140, and
Devin Alexander.
by the time they came to 147, and they started losing,
Devin
they're
and
not going to be
Pacquiao were
obvious.
at 140.
Okay, so look,
Pacquiao wasn't at 140, bro. He fought Ricky Hatton there, and then he went to 47.
yeah, and
Yeah, that's what
so
I'm saying. He was at 140.
no,
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 the Hatton fight made sense. Devin Alexander fight made absolutely no
no
sense at
sense at the
any point
time.
for
Yeah, at the
Pacquiao.
Devin
yeah,
Alexander
exactly.
became the IBF champion.
But not when he
Manny,
fought Hatton. Not when Manny
because he fought
Pacquiao fought
Okay, but
Hatton.
when Manny went
Cotto
up,
Trumps Devin Alexander.
Okay, so hold on. So the point of the nerd, I want to actually get a Killer involved in this conversation because you're mighty quiet over there, Killer. From a casual standpoint, Killer, you told me why you felt like Ali was the greatest because his skill set. Now, actually, we're gonna move on to other targets such as like the welterweight division and stuff like that. But I want to kind of get a solidification on why is Muhammad Ali, because I honestly don't think he's that skilled. For a heavyweight, I think a lot of people like Muhammad Ali because he did do things that heavyweights at that time wasn't used to. They wasn't used to a big guy moving like that. They wasn't used to a guy being so bashful and being so charismatic and talking a lot of shit and things of that nature. I feel like a lot of people, because he was such a humanitarian to his community, a lot of people kind of put that in on, oh, he's the greatest boxer of all time because he fought for his his rights and all this stuff. Oh, and he didn't go to war and did this other stuff and was mistreated by the white America. That makes you a good humanitarian to your community. That doesn't make you the greatest of all time. You might be the greatest person of all time, but I wouldn't kind of catapult you to be the greatest fighter of all time. Now, again, we already tagged in his resume. It's kind of subpar. His fighting style, to me, skill wise, people that box can relate to me. Skill wise, I think he's just horrible. His footwork, I mean, yeah, his footwork was good, but when you cut off the ring, Leon Spinks showed that you cut off the ring against Muhammad Ali, he didn't know what to do. His defense was the quote unquote famous, which I don't get how it's famous, rope a dope. Okay, so you sit against the rope
You just
and
absorb
the
punishment.
ropes, yeah, a punishment. No coach will teach you that of this day and age of boxing. You let the biggest puncher in, arguably one of the biggest punchers in boxing history, in George Foreman. If you ever seen the size of George Foreman's fist, that should tell you everything. You don't want to get hit by this guy. You let him just pile up punishment, tire himself out. You weren't even expecting him to tire himself out. Like I wouldn't go into a fight saying that, hey, I'm gonna let this guy beat me up for 8 rounds. He's gonna get tired. I'm gonna have my chance. That's actually very stupid. A very very stupid way of looking at things. Who we lose?
I'm still here.
all
Okay.
right, all right.
Well,
So I wanted to speak on that because, like
We
I
and
was
lost
hold
telling,
on.
Killer.
I wanted to touch on
because I wanted to make sure because you said Devin Alexander wasn't the, Devin Alexander was the IBF champion in 2012.
I'm not
Manny
saying
When
that he
Pacquiao,
wasn't. I'm saying
Manny Pacquiao
Devin,
lost the belt to Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley was the champion in 2012, but then Manny Pacquiao beat Tim Bradley, as we all know. So, like I
it was
said,
All
in
right, hey, I'm back
Palomino
now. I don't know what
actually
the fuck happened.
oh okay, there you go.
Palomino had the WBC. He fought Broner. Broner took it. Broner lost
But
it knockout.
Wait, did
hold
you
on.
hear my
How we
question?
even? No, yeah, hold on. I was asking Killer a question. How are we tagging on to this thing? Let's stick on. Let's kind of get a
He
yeah.
wasn't here.
Let's stay on that. All right.
no,
Well, let's stay
like
on
yeah.
that. Let's stay on
Let's
the
stay on the
Ali
Ali. Yeah,
topic for
I
a
tell you
second.
what,
I
we're
want to
gonna stay
touch
on.
back.
Yeah, all right. Look, we're gonna stay on the Ali topic. We're gonna conclude that topic, and then we can jump on into another topic. Okay. So, Killer, did you hear
But no,
everything
just
that I
real
said?
quick. Just real quick. I was asking could it have been Ali's greatness that afforded him that great margin of error?
Okay, can you repeat that in English, please?
What do you mean?
Basically, he's
Do you
saying,
not under?
Translate it,
Okay,
Muggy.
okay, hold on. Okay, so you said so going back to what you said about how there's no trainer or coach that would train their boxer to fight the way that he fights because you said just fundamentally he just makes a lot of mental errors or a lot of errors, just period.
Mhm.
So what I'm asking is, could it be just his greatness that affords him that great margin of error
No, I
to where
can't.
he can
No,
get away with that?
no, I can't say that because
Hmm.
if I was showing my kids, hey, you want to see the greatest fighter of all time and whatnot, they wouldn't look at Muhammad Ali and say, "Hey, I think he's the greatest." They would look at someone that's so superb, so sensational, like Lomachenko. Not saying he's the greatest of all time, but if you just look at his superb skill, Floyd Mayweather is another
Yeah,
one,
we seen that.
and stuff. So they will look and say, "Hey, I want to be like this guy," because you can. It's the eye test, the naked eye test. Now for Muhammad Ali, he can jump around, he can do this, but I just feel like technically skill wise those guys back in that era skill wise couldn't really um basically their skill isn't as great as these guys of today, the
I'll say
athleticism,
this.
the skill. I just feel like they're not. Now they might not be. I'm not saying they're better fighters back then or they're better fighters now than back then. I think they fought with more guts and glory back then. So I think you can kind of hold your high up to a your head up to a highlight. Like, hey, I fought with guts and pride. That's why I'm this or that's why I'm not. But now it's just skills pay the bills. And Muhammad Ali, like, just face it, he wasn't really that skill. He overshot on like every one of his right hands. Like, I would encourage any viewers to list, like, watch Muhammad Ali. You're gonna watch a lot of technical errors, overshooting on the right hand, pulling back with your chin in the air, the stupid ass rope a dope. Like that's the
Yeah, like
stupidest
that's
thing I've
not
ever. That's the
skill.
stupidest.
Like to
That's
even
not
come up
skill
with
at
a
all.
name for it is kind of disrespectful. Like as a trainer, and if you got a kid that box, I don't think anyone would say I want my son to do the rope a dope. Like that is not something I encourage. I think Ali is a. I don't think he's the goat. I don't have a problem for people that think he is the goat. I think it's kind of a evolution of skills with the newer guys that kind of make me say he is a goat. But watching him, he did this wrong. It's no way this will work. Like I just
So
feel
why?
like
So why is
I
he
feel it's
able to
Wilt
get away with it?
Chamberlain dominating the little centers of the '60s. It's like these guys 6'7". These guys aren't Hakeem Olajuwon. That's how I kind of feel with Ali. Because while we talking about Ernie Shavers, let's just be honest with all the guys Ali fought. Now, granted, it's not his fault, but let's face it. He fought a lot of plotters that weren't hard to hit. All they were really looking for was a
I
shot
feel the same way
and
about Mayweather.
activity.
We
But the
Yeah, but
we
difference
you,
gonna touch
yeah, but
we
man,
That
gonna
you,
touch
sounds like
on
a lot of
Mayweather.
Mayweather opponents. I ain't gonna
No,
yeah,
lie.
we
but
gonna
man,
touch
you
we gonna
can't,
Floyd,
touch on Mayweather. Go
you
okay,
ahead,
I'll
can't
Killer. Go ahead,
discredit
Killer.
him
Hold on,
like that
Mikey.
though, man.
okay, I'll
Why
let you go,
not? Why
Killer.
not? Well, why not, Killer?
I mean, cause I mean, you just can't, man. Like, I mean, I just don't like the idea of faulting somebody for beating who was put in front of him.
Well, a lot of people do
In
that
their
with
rank.
A lot of people do that with Floyd Mayweather. A lot of
But
people.
Floyd Mayweather picked his
But
opponent.
that don't even apply just to boxing. People do that with every sport, and I just don't like that. It's just like, I mean,
Well, are you gonna do something to change it? Like, are you gonna do something
Well,
about it? So
sports
sit
is a
your ass down
compare.
somewhere.
Sports is a
You talking
but
about you
sports is
wanna
a
say yeah,
comparison.
fuck talk
Sports
about
is a
you ain't like it like
comparison
motherfuckers care
sports
what you
though.
like.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like when you see a
That's
great,
what we do in sports. We do compare, as Mikey
you
said.
naturally compare. And I think a lot of people that don't like comparisons, sometimes it's the guy that they like and they kind of know with evolution, their guy wouldn't particularly be good. Because Michael
So
Jordan haven't played in 20 years and people still think he'll be good. But with Ali, it's a we can't compare errors name.
yeah, exactly. I
well,
think
but
that's
that's the
yeah, I
I
think
thing.
that's
think
very
Ali
simple.
would be
Even if you
very
put
good today.
No, he wouldn't. I don't think he would. You have a lot
You're
of
He
talking.
guys
beats.
that
No, no,
fight
no,
like
no, no,
him.
no. I want to speak on that because you keep talking about skills, but to me, these newer dudes don't have. They barely
So
have fucking.
Alexander
So what do you
Usyk
mean?
and Muhammad Ali, like
That's a
now,
good fight to me.
y'all,
That's a
That's
good
not a
y'all,
fight.
good fight. What do you
that's
mean that's a
not.
good
That's a
Y'all
fight?
good
brought
That's
up,
fight to
not a
me.
good
That's a
fight.
good fight to me.
but
No
Even
doubt,
listen to
that's a good
Tyson.
fight.
Okay, first of all, hold on. I'll tag on that. At
Somebody
least
fast
Tyson,
as hell. I ain't seen Usyk fight nobody fast.
my boy,
you
Muhammad
haven't seen
Ali's
Ali
fat.
beat a good boxer before.
Okay. I tell you what. Even if you put
Seen him fight.
Ali
I
in
seen
the
him
eras,
beat Olympic
e-
gold medalist
even like
Have you seen
who,
him beat a good boxer?
George
who,
Foreman. George
I
Foreman.
said a good
bruh,
boxer, bro. A
Jesus,
good
man.
Exactly.
boxer.
George Foreman is a
Okay,
good boxer.
George. Okay, bro. You just said okay, real good.
Bro,
So
he was
you,
knocking motherfuckers out at 40 years old, bro.
but
We
that's
said a
not
Good.
good
being a
So we're not
good.
gonna act
That's
boxer.
like he's
not.
not that good,
A
bro.
good
No, but
technical boxer.
no. But George Foreman isn't
Bruh,
known
the nigga
for
got robbed
technical.
versus Shannon Briggs, bruh. And
But he's
Shannon Briggs
not.
was
Bro,
up there fighting
He's not.
champions,
Hold
bruh.
on. Okay, hold on.
You're
He
not gonna act like
Muhammad
Shannon
Ali.
Briggs.
So look. George Foreman isn't known for superior technical skill. Okay, he's known for brute power.
He's known for
Okay,
grills.
he.
Not a lot of heavyweights that are. It's probably like five heavyweights that are known for major skill.
No, that's not
Larry
true.
Holmes, Larry Holmes,
who
uh,
he got? He was old.
Usyk,
We ain't gonna do that.
uh,
Luis Ortiz.
Okay.
Luis
He was old.
Ortiz,
Okay, hold on. I
and
gotta
Oh,
stop you
Lennox
there. I gotta
Lewis,
stop you there. Hold on. I gotta
Lennox
stop you.
Lewis,
I
and
gotta
that's
stop
it.
all you got.
Oh,
No,
Chris
Eddie
what do you
Berry.
mean?
Chambers,
That's it.
David Hay,
Any,
Chris
bro, we're
Berry.
not gonna talk about
David,
Biggie.
hold on.
Not to talk about
Look,
Eddie
hold
Chambers.
on. Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, all these guys that you're saying, bro. Look, all these guys you're
Evander
not
Holyfield
saying.
is known for bullying niggas and
No, but
and
he's known for
headbutting.
still, but he's still
He's
known
known
for
for his
Nah,
superior.
expertise.
He still has
he ain't no.
superior. Hold on.
Hell
Look,
no.
let me explain.
How
He
can you
has
aggressively say
superior.
more
That's
Hold
than
on,
him?
Malky. Hold on. Let me explain it. He's known for superior skill. George Foreman will be
hell no.
compared to the Deontay Wilder that's not really known for skill but just brute power, right? So as far as much as he didn't do anything skillful in the ring, okay, his jab wasn't
Who?
skillful.
Who?
George Foreman,
Josh
nothing was
What?
skillful.
George Foreman's
George
jab was
Foreman,
very skillful.
His jab, hold
No,
on.
George Foreman
George
it was
set
Foreman's
not
jab
nothing
fucking
was
up,
not
skillful,
bro.
skillful.
bro. How is that
Watch
What?
skillful
George,
Y'all
jab and
watch
crazy,
hold
George
bro.
Foreman and
I
Ron Loud.
watched him.
Have
Yeah, I
y'all
ain't gonna
watched
lie,
George
Chris.
Foreman
That's
and
got to
Ron
be
on?
the
Loud?
stupidest thing I've ever heard you
Have
say
you
as a
watched
Well,
boxer.
George
with it,
Foreman and
no.
Ron
The
Loud?
only hold on. First of
Bro.
all, the only reason why you tagging on George Foreman killer
And
because
I'm
your
and
wife
then you
just
said Evander
your wife
Holyfield
just
known
made a
for
pork.
skill.
She just made a pork chop on the George Foreman grill. No, it
Hey,
sounds
hey,
like you
man,
biased.
if there's anybody I compare to Joe Frazier, it's Evander Holyfield, man. That's literally the closest comparison
How
in
can
the
no? It
history.
would be
They
Derek
fight
Chisora.
Straightforward, head
It,
butting like
nothing
a
alike.
mug.
it would be
Hell
Derek,
yeah, bro.
bro. It would actually be Derek Chisora, but I don't know how you
Yeah,
say.
Derek
Hell
Chisora.
no, bro.
Are
Derek
you
Chisora
Chisora
kidding
fights
way.
me,
exactly
Ruger?
like Joe Frazier.
Nah, bro. He ain't got the
Bro,
he ain't
you
got
can
that
Exactly.
level though.
He said it himself. I looked up to Joe Frazier. I'm the next Joe Frazier.
and he fought just like
You
him.
think? Hey. Just like we thought, a lot of niggas thought Broner was the next Floyd Mayweather. He's not.
No, the hell we
He's
didn't.
not.
No. Hold
No, the
on.
hell we
First
Nah,
of all,
no, no,
you
no.
can't
I
have
ain't
some of
call.
that.
no,
Let's not
no,
lie. It was a lot of niggas calling Broner his
no,
next Mayweather.
no,
I
no,
swear
no,
to
no, no,
God,
no,
we
no,
could
no.
go
Okay,
look at
look.
them old
Okay, hold
videos,
on.
bro.
Okay, hold on. I'll
I
touch
go
on that.
look at them old
I
videos.
touch on
Look in
that. Hold on.
comments.
I touch on that, and I kill it there right now. Right. So a lot of people, because the shoulder roll was supposedly Mayweather came up with it, which he didn't. Um, Broner looked idolized Mayweather, and he was very vocal on that. A lot of people said, "Hey, I see this comparison," but every time you watch him fight, what did they say? They said that I see a lot of similarities in Mayweather, but he's way more aggressive than Floyd, and he'd fight you more than what Floyd would fight you. He wasn't boxing. Broner wasn't on his toes looking for a distance chess match boxing. He was walking you down, shoulder rolling and walking you down. So they had similarities in comparison, but they didn't compare him to Floyd, saying that this is the next Floyd, because you can't compare somebody to somebody and say that, but he didn't fight like him. Floyd never fought so aggressive. So how you saying that's the next person? It's
Because a
just
lot of
similar
people said
comparity.
he had a lot of similarities to James
Bruh,
Toney.
it was a lot of people calling Broner the next Floyd Mayweather
No,
because
they
he was
were.
doing that stupid ass Philly shell. He was walking up trying to do the shoulder roll and shit. Then he was doing one punch at a time, just like
Now this
Floyd.
is coming
Everybody knows
from a Joe
throw that
Frazier
check
fan.
hook
Joe
and then throw
Frazier
that straight
resume
right.
isn't that great either.
Yeah, exactly. Let's stick with the heavyweights right now because I'm trying to make my point, and my point is slowly occurring to you guys. So I'm trying to
It's
Stay
really
on.
not.
it really is killer, but you too busy focus on this damn grill of George Foreman. Like matter of fact, I want to touch on that. For you guys to say George Foreman did anything fucking skillful is lunacy, bro. I really
Bro, I
just
already
can't get
sent
it.
you
No,
videos
no,
of
no.
it, bro.
I
I
All
just
I'm
already
can't
showed
saying
fucking
I
is
already
get it,
his
sent
bro.
jab was
videos of this
vicious.
shit.
I don't care
Hit
what
no
you
no no
say.
no. His
George
jab was
Foreman,
vicious, but my
ugh,
question is, was it
it
a
was
tech?
powerful. It
It was
wasn't a good
powerful.
one. It
It
was just
wasn't a good
powerful.
jab. He brought it
It's
up from his.
technique that leads
He
to
brought it.
power.
That's not technique. It's because his fist is fucking the size of
And
New
who?
Hampshire.
Bro, who
George
started that?
Foreman,
I mean,
George
like,
Foreman
damn.
barely bigger than Usyk.
Bro, I ain't
Wait,
gonna
what?
lie.
What did he say?
George Foreman weighed what, 240? How much he weighed?
Yeah. No. He didn't he maybe when he was fat as hell he weighed 240,
No,
but
he wore
he's
380 when he
just
was fat. What do you mean?
Yeah, I was about to say he was
hell
like,
no.
well, not
Hell
380,
no.
but
Cause
No,
I
no,
ain't gonna lie,
he was
those grills caught
Mm.
up to him.
I ain't gonna
nah,
lie
Nah.
to him.
he
But
had to
like I
be.
said, he's barely bigger than
His
Usyk. Prime
score
for
is,
prime, he's barely bigger than
You ever
Usyk.
try to take a rib from a black
and I ain't
man?
gonna lie, prime for prime, I
Once,
think
once,
Usyk
once.
absolutely. I
Leave it
think
down to the bone.
I think Usyk completely
That's a
outclasses.
good one. Tell another one.
Um, I think he outclasses George Foreman.
Yes, no. I agree. He
These
definitely out.
guys are just punchers. Like, cause I noticed, not to get in Floyd, we're gonna stay on topic. But you said a lot of these sound like Floyd opponents, but Floyd at least sings some versatility, some quick guys. Muhammad Ali is a fighter who it
Who
ain't
you
his
see that
fault.
was quick?
That's why. But this one, bro, Zab Judah,
Okay, hold
Manny
on. Look, hold
I
on,
give you
Malky.
Zab. I give you
Hold on,
Zab.
Malky. Hold on,
I don't
because
want to
we're
get
not.
deep into that. Nah, we
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
stay on
yeah. Hold
topic.
on.
No, we
Let's stay
staying
on
on
topic.
topic.
Let's stay on topic because honestly, back on the Muhammad Ali,
I
you
was
were
saying
saying
Ali
that.
didn't fight a multitude of styles. It's
Yes,
not
and
his
you're
fault, but he didn't.
and you're right. And when he did step into that era where people were giving a different look, weren't flat footed, and had developed a little more skill to their arsenal, he looked like shit when he fought Leon Spinks, bro. Like it was actually horrible, bro. I mean, I know he went back and beat him because he's a great champion, and that's what great champions do. But I would encourage you guys to watch the first Leon Spinks fight, bro. And to be honest with you, every time you cut off the ring against Muhammad Ali, he's gonna shake his head, he's gonna hold you, he's gonna nod, no, he's not doing that. He's gonna talk, he's gonna call you ugly and say he's pretty. And but I mean, at the end of the day, that doesn't remote any skill,
Can I speak
any
on that?
skill,
Can I
bro.
can I speak on that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Because you just said you back him up against the rope, he's just gonna hold you. It's crazy because it's a guy that fights not like that as in terms of backing up, but he holds you a lot, and he became like one of the staple heavyweights. His name is Vladimir Klitschko, and he's like one of the worst fighters for me to watch because all he did was hold people. He'd
He
jab them
wasn't
twice and
enjoyable.
hold them.
Like this.
It was now. You
He
tell
wasn't
me about skill. To me, that's
he was
not
skillful.
skill.
No, he was skillful. He was
Oh no no
skillful
no
in
no
his
no
art.
no no no
Okay, so
no.
like he was skillful in the art. Now he
So
wasn't
that's skillful to
enjoyable.
you, bruh.
Yeah,
Two
he wasn't
jabs in a hole.
enjoyable. He wasn't enjoyable to watch, but he was skillful because if you look at his
I
movements are
watched it.
skillful. It's very technique. Like
Uh,
he jab right hand and then he'll
hell
grab you and
no.
hold you. Jab
That's
right
not
hand.
technique, bro.
Bruh, honestly, that is technique. It's technique because it
Nigga,
was
that
hard to
shit
get
is
it.
ass,
It was hard to get past his jab. Now, what I mean by Muhammad Ali not having
bruh.
technique is
Nah, bruh.
when like his footing,
Hell
his Muhammad Ali
no,
foot placement was horrible. He used to cross his feet all the time. I know he's athletic, so he can
bruh.
get away with
Klitschko
it,
do
but
the
that shit.
same shit. If he can't
Klitschko,
hold you, he
Klitschko,
what do
fucking
you
neither
done.
mean?
neither Klitschko's are even neither one of them are even really mobile like that for them to
That's
be
what I'm
Right?
moving them.
saying. That's
No,
No,
but
no,
literally
that's
that's what I'm
no.
saying.
We're
that's not what
saying
you're saying though,
they're
I
Ruben.
swear to God,
incapable.
this is.
Klitschko would be incapable of making the mistakes Ali making because he's not ultrally turning, he's not circling into his
Because
opponent's
he's
power
grabbing
hand.
niggas. What the
Nah, he's
fuck?
not. He's not just only grabbing, and you got to remember that's still
I swear
another
to
art.
God, that's all.
He's putting his body weight
Vladimir,
on you.
I'm
He's
not
putting
gonna
his
speak too
body.
much
Hold
on
on, hold on, hold on, hold
Vitaly.
on.
Vladimir's grabbing niggas.
No, hold on. He's putting his body weight on you. He's wearing your body down. He's strategically wearing physically and strategically
Hold on.
um wearing
Go
you
ahead.
down. So Killer, let me ask you, do you know anything about the Klitschko brothers?
No, not really. I ain't gonna hold you.
Have you
I
watched them
seen.
fight?
Yeah, I about to say I watched them fight, but I've never really
What
followed.
what what do you know
Okay.
about them fighting?
Off the top of the dome, not really much. I got to be honest, bro. I don't even remember
Oh,
who I remember seeing them fight last.
Okay, so look, let me let's move on. Since we already first of
hold
all,
on,
let's
hold on, hold on,
conclude.
hold on, Prince. I want you to take a look at
And I
this.
got a closing statement that I guess we could get if we're gonna get
Do you see this?
off the
Do you
Ali
see this,
topic. We
Prince?
can.
Does
Nah, I don't.
everybody? Can everybody look at the screen and see this?
Nah, I can't. I
Yeah.
can't. How my thing is, but just explain it.
I
All right,
actually
Look,
just go
can.
ahead.
it says holding and especially holding and hitting are illegal in boxing. Referees can break fighters apart, deduct points, or even disqualify them for excessive holding. You know who's on the picture? Let's take a look at that picture. Does
I
anybody know who's on that
disagree with.
picture?
I disagree with
It's
Klitschko being a
Vladimir
holder and hitter.
Klitschko.
Klitschko
That's
definitely
Vladimir.
punched. He definitely did punch and was willing to hold, but he's not actually punching people inside the
Bruh.
hold. But if we're gonna
Oh,
wrap the Ali statement up, one thing I want to say before we leave it, because I know a lot of people gonna say we sound absolutely crazy. So in simple form, I'll say Ali fought some decent opposition. He fought good opposition for his era, but in reality, the guys he fought didn't really beat anyone in particular that make them great. Just look at Joe Frazier and Ernie Shaver's resume. Fighters back then was glorified for their style and their entertainment value. It wasn't social media, so people just liked the fact these guys fought hard. But look closely
Exactly. Exactly.
at their resume because y'all gonna say he fought Frazier, he fought Ernie Shavers. Bro, Ernie Shavers' last 10 opponent, a guy 5-16, 4-20, 3-18, 18-6, 7-7, 0-3. This is literally what guys do in Mexico in the beginning of his career. He did this
Correct.
at
Correct.
10.
So Ruger, let me hear your closing statement just on Muhammad Ali. What do you feel about that? Because I'm gonna switch it back to scale levels now.
Okay.
on his opposition, I just feel like a lot of guys that's worried about dude's record. I'm not looking at the fact that there's only one and two belts. Like it's not as easy as it is to just go get a belt. Nobody's really looking at or a vacant belt. But that's back in the time belts weren't really vacant. So
So
I
because
feel
it's
like
one belt, it's
No, hold
not
on.
guys.
Go ahead, Monkey. Let him finish it up because he's just gonna conclude
uh,
it. He's just gonna conclude it.
also the heavyweight division. There's not no way you could go up and down unless you're like one of the smaller guys that could probably hit cruiserweight at that time because there's only what I think they moved it to six weight or 10 weight classes at that time. It moved up from 8 to 10. So, like I said, it's not a lot of things he can do but fight the best at that time. And he might not like you might not think the skill level is that good, but a lot of that stuff from back then these dudes use now because of the shit they seen other fighters do. That's what they're supposed to do. It's called living and learning. Just like in NBA, you might see people see Dr. J and then they see Michael Jordan and then they see a Kobe. They're just transforming off of other people's skills. So
No,
without them,
that's
that
great.
shit don't happen.
Okay, so I
I
tell you
agree
what.
with that.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I'm gonna throw in the basketball reference. So what I mean by, so a lot of people would list Jordan as greatest of all time, the greatest basketball
That's
player
a
of all
team
time.
sport, though. I was just
Now,
trying to say
wait,
how
no,
people use
but
that as a
just
team
listen to
sport.
this. This is why I'm gonna trying to refer to Muhammad Ali about skill wise. So he did grow up in a different era. Michael Jordan, but a lot of people can't say that if you put him in this era, he would still probably be the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? The skills can still compute to this era, to where the skills of Muhammad Ali would not be able to relate to
I
this
disagree
era,
with
Exactly.
that
to
I
because
this
agree.
like
era,
Jordan,
I
to
agree
Jordan couldn't
Wait,
wholeheartedly.
fuck with
hold
the
on, wait. So
zone.
are you saying that
So
Jordan wouldn't be better in this era,
no, no,
or
I'm
he
saying
would?
that he
He's
I'm
saying
saying that
Jordan's
he
skills would
would. His
transcend
skill,
in this
yeah,
era.
Oh, I
his
got you. I
skills
got you.
definitely would
I
transcend
disagree with that.
transcend
Yeah,
I
I got.
disagree with
transcend
that.
okay, hold on, transcend to this era, because he was just so great. So any era you put him in,
And
Jordan
his
will,
style was up to date.
and
So
yeah, he
yeah,
would fare his own.
because
Muhammad
I
I
think,
Ali,
for
disagree
me
with that
not
personally,
too.
I think
not at
he would
all.
be
Not
better
with the
in this era.
mistakes. Not with the mistakes that I named earlier that Muhammad Ali committed. All his like no, he wouldn't get away with that. This day and
Mm-mm.
age.
Not at all.
Okay, so look, to sum up the Muhammad Ali thing, I do think I can say he will be a great fighter. I can't give him the greatest claim. I can't say it was a lot of mistakes he made, but it was a lot of things that made up for it as well. That he did good. He had a heart of a champion. He had a chin. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to tag on the fact that
And he
fucking
had
he
heart.
wanted to quit. Yeah, that he had heart. That's another subject we can tack on later, because fucking yeah, whatever, right? But he was, as the great Floyd Mayweather said, he's a good little fighter. He's a good little fighter. Hey,
So,
tell
His
Muhammad
ass,
Ali
so
man.
nephew, if he got a fucking issue, or grandson, if he ever got an issue with what I'm saying, nigga, I'll fuck you up.
in closing,
P said Michael Jordan would be DeMar DeRozan today.
hey, so in
Man,
closing,
on coke, and I
Prince,
love
if
my
Well,
Prince,
look,
if you
Nah,
was a
it's
I gotta
it's
heavyweight,
agree
not
with him. I gotta
it's
agree with him.
okay. Okay, hold on. So
man.
hold on. So
Ink.
Killer, you
All
said
right,
so.
all right.
Hold on, Monkey. So Killer, you said what? What was your question now?
I said in closing, if you was a heavyweight back in '75,
Uh huh.
even with all his flaws and errors, Ali would rub a dope and knock you the fuck out.
Man, whatever. I will beat the fuck out of Muhammad Ali if we came in. I would embarrass him, all right? And I would
Chill.
fucking probably take him to a barber to get a fresh cut, because his fade was fucked up.
Right after
So,
Talking
you
about
finish
he look
whooping on,
talking
right after
about
you
he
finish
looking
whooping on
pretty. Nigga,
Bruce Lee.
hey,
that nigga didn't fucking get pretty. That nigga wasn't pretty at
hey,
all. Talking about I'm
one more,
pretty. Nigga, you can't get hoes. I tell you one
one more
thing.
thing before we conclude, because I feel
Well,
bad.
no,
It's
hold
my
on. We're
feelings
not
right.
gonna conclude the session. We're just concluding this topic.
All right, well, let me start.
This
I
Muhammad
gotta say
Ali
one more
topic,
thing,
because
bruh.
we need because I do want to jump on the transformation of skill, because now we're gonna
The
jump on,
evolution.
yeah, the evolution of
All right,
skill.
well,
I
let me
feel
get
like
this one more closing thing, because I'm gonna get mad if I don't say this,
all right,
bruh.
go ahead, man.
Ruger made the statement that because it was one or two belts, these guys couldn't per se be multiple champions, so they fought basically who the top guys. If that's the case, I still don't feel like guys who was 3-18 was the best available opponent.
Monkey, I think we kind of made that claim that these guys weren't fighting good opposition at all. Like they really weren't. And then we can even get back to the Ray Robinsons and stuff, because
We can continue. I
a
just
lot
had
of
to get that
a
off
lot of
because he
people
had
would
just made
a
the
lot of people
statement.
would view Ray Robinson as one of the greatest fighters of all time. And honestly, his record was shit too. He had over he had over 100 fights. And I think when he was like 90, I think when he was like had like 97 fights or something like that, he fought a dude making his debut. He fought a lot of dudes making their
Talking about
debut.
Kell Brook Sr.
And they never fought a day in their life again after that. So I mean, you want to give motherfuckers credit for that. And
I
honestly,
actually like
like
Ray
whoever,
Robinson a
I
lot
like Ray
though.
Robinson too, but he was like he fucking fought like a fucking pussy too. If you ever seen the way he throws punches and shit, like watch him and Carmen Basilio, bro. Like somebody, like I wish he needed a fucking barber as well, because his shit was fucked up too.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I rock with
He
Ray.
looked like killer. Nah, Ray was good, but at the end of the day, bro, like I just think
He
that
was Kell
it
Brook on
it
steroids.
it literally leads me to my next point, my next subject. is the evolution of basically the skill, okay, of boxing, I would say, because I would say that we all have different eras. And the era of Muhammad Ali, we already explained and tackled on that. We don't think it was really that skillful. They just fought with a lot of pride and a lot of tenacity and a lot of heart. Um, I would say now we're gonna tag into the '90s era. These guys were a little more skillful. Well, shoot, a lot more skillful
I feel
A
actually.
like that's
lot.
the best
Um,
You
era.
could argue that's the best era of this whole
I
thing.
feel
yeah,
like that's the
a
best
lot of
era.
people, yeah, a lot of people can say that. I would say now this era of
Actually,
technique,
actually, I'm
I think
saying
it's a little
80s
better.
because the dudes from the 80s fought in the 90s. That's what I meant to
Well,
say.
80s and 90s era, right? 80s and 90s era,
Yeah,
that because that was the generation of boxing,
yeah, they were in their prime in the
alone, right?
90s.
So I would say this generation of boxing, I feel like is a little more skillful than that. Now, I'm not
Hell
saying that
no.
I'm not saying that this era can beat that era because again, they had to where Muhammad Ali's era had no skill but fought with a lot of determination and heart. The Mike Tyson era, they had skill, had talent, and had the determination and heart. So that's the killer combination. Shout out to Chief Killer over here, right?
Hmm.
Um, but this era I feel like has the superior technique and skill, but probably don't fight with that tenacity or that heart. A lot of boxers don't fight with heart nowadays. What is your taking on that, Ruger?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't feel like these fighters nowadays got any skill. I feel like the skill stopped in the 2000s. Once that UFC really hit the main line and dudes start going over because of the decline of boxing and these promoters having so much power, I feel like they started going in there. The young, like the dudes that was born in the 2000s in the late 90s, they doing MMA. They're not really boxing like that now.
Wait, so you don't think that heavy? I won't even say just heavy. Well, again, we can just stay on the heavyweights, but you don't think the heavyweights of this era is skillful, like the Anthony Joshua's, the Tyson Furies, the Joseph
Uh,
Parkers,
I
the
believe I
Usyks, the
believe
Louis
Tyson
Ortiz.
Fury is
The Andre
skillful, but
Ward.
I feel
Shit,
Who?
he said
even Eddie,
heavyweight. He
even
said
Eddie
heavyweight.
Chambers.
Oh
Bro,
my
bro, bro,
bad.
stop saying
Even
Eddie Chambers,
no,
bro.
Eddie.
Please stop.
Eddie
Come on,
Chambers
man.
is more technically skilled than.
Bro,
Yo,
he's
can you
so
hear me?
hesitant, bro. I can't even tell if he's skillful. But like I said,
Hmm?
I believe Tyson Fury is skillful just because he got that in his
That's
blood.
crazy.
Like
You just
he
decided to
he
fucking call when I'm
that
in the
fool that,
stream.
that
Hey, can
fool
you hear me?
yeah, I could
Yeah.
hear you. Tyson Fury he gonna have to come back. He'll come back in there work. But
This, mm.
like I said, Tyson Fury just grew up throwing hands and shit. So that's just in his blood. He's a one of a kind. But you got to remember, like I said, those dudes born before like '93, them dudes still come from that old era. So yeah, they still got the skills. But these dudes born like these dudes, I'm gonna say everybody under 26. Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna just say anybody under 30. 30's the cutoff. Like the chance of you
So
having skill is like
so Shakur Stevenson,
25%.
Shakur
25%.
Stevenson is Shakur Stevenson is under age 30, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he dominates guys like, and I love
I
Barrera.
trust me. I think he'll dominate. Some dude I was arguing with. I told him he'll dominate. What's the dude?
All right, cool. I'm
Marquez.
back. I'm back.
Yeah, I
I
think
But
that's
I
what I'm
had a
saying.
call.
Like the
but I feel like
uh,
he's part of that 25%. Now, if you take like just like you could say Shakur Stevenson, I could say what's his name? The dude fucking Canelo finna fight the refugee,
who Canelo get ready to fight.
the African refugee.
He's
He's
but
not that great.
yeah,
He's not fighting that
he's not
combo.
I could
fight. He's
say F.A. Ajagba. Ajagba.
okay. So hold on.
Effie
So
Jogba's not
back
that good.
okay. So
Exactly. That's what I'm
hold on.
saying.
Back
For
on the
every Shakur
hold on.
Stevenson, there's
Back
about
on the
five other
skill.
fighters.
No. Back on the scale of the era of today rather than back then, right? These
Hmm.
guys are I
That's
feel
what I'm
like
talking
more
about.
technical. Yeah, I feel like more technical. More like you got the Terrence
And
Crawford, you
I
got the
disagree.
Shakur, you got the but I mean to be honest with you, like I want to hear your point. Why are you disagreeing to that?
Because,
Did you
like I
explain
said,
that? Did you
yeah, I
explain that
was
and my shit cut
explaining
off?
it. Yeah, I said
Okay.
basically I just said I'll sum it up real quick. I said these guys that's over the age of 30, they come from that old era still when boxing was like really supreme, like Tyson Fury and shit. Like he
No, no,
grew
they
up
don't,
boxing.
bro. No, no, no.
Whoa, you're crazy.
He's still this generation. He's still this
I
era
I
of
I
boxer.
I get that, but he was born before me. He was born in what, the 80s and shit.
Yeah, that's
The
true, but he's not
That's
a
why I'm saying.
80s
That's why
fighter.
I'm saying. Okay, but I'm talking about the dudes under 30. That's why I'm trying to break it down. So all the dudes above 30 is probably closer to like 40 to 50 to
It's a
60%
lot of
in terms
skilled
of having
fighters
skills.
under 30,
But
bro.
all the dudes under 30, it's not a lot of skilled fighters, bruh.
Lil B Hop, look at the guy Frank
I
Martin.
don't think Lil B Hop is that skilled, bro.
All right, so look, we're not gonna tag on that. I want to hear everybody's opinions on that. Okay, so Killer, let's head it over to you. All right, I want to hear. Do you feel back in the back from what you know and back in the 70s, that era of boxing with the Muhammad Ali era to the Mike Tyson Sugar Ray Leonard era to this Mayweather Manny Pacquiao era, okay? I would just list those guys as being like this era of boxing, correct? Um
Mhm.
would you who would you say has a superior skill level when it comes to just the technique and the approach of boxing when it comes to those eras?
I would have to say Floyd. Yeah, I
You
would.
said the
Yeah.
Floyd era, the 2000s.
What's that?
2000 the 2000s era, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Mauki? Because I agree with you, Killer.
Yeah, the if we saying the Floyd era, we saying the 90s.
No, we're saying the okay, here, let me see. Let me
That
put it
would
in
be
I'm
the
going
better
to
'90s.
I'm going
That
to
would
perspective,
be the
bro. Because I'm
90s
not,
'91 and
because
2000.
I'm using
90s
Floyd
to
as this
90s to
generation,
90s to early 2000s.
bro. No, but Floyd of okay. So if you want to break it down like that,
Floyd is
and break it
from the
down,
90s.
okay.
Floyd's
So
not
if
a
you want to,
2010 and plus fighter. He's the
yeah.
90s.
Okay, so let me rephrase it then. Let me break it down then, because you're saying so you basically saying that you're not gonna put him of
I
this
can't.
era of
He has
boxing
to be in
now.
the 90s because that's what he fought. Him, the De La Hoyas, Trinidad's, Cortez. They were the 90s. They just
He also fought in this era, and he elevated his game to
That's
this
why I
era.
try to say the dudes in certain age groups because it breaks
the
down
90s.
easier. Because the
Yeah, because
boxing,
this
like the
era
boxing
is Earl
legends, fight
Spence
for like 20
Crawford
years.
again, not Pacquiao and Floyd. They 90s, early 2000s, and they were acclaimed at
Who?
that time.
Okay, okay. So I tell you what,
True. True.
I'll say that it's four eras then. Okay, I would say this 2000
Five.
this era. Well, then what would be the fifth era?
But you got to go
But
pre
whatever this
40s.
current,
Here. This is what I do: pre 40s, pre
Oh,
70s.
so you want to take it back then? Okay, so we do the 40s and 50s, then we do the 60s and 70s,
No.
the
You got to
80s
do
and
everything
90s.
below the 40s though, because you got to
Damn, he
do the
said the
Jack
'40s. I
Johnson
ain't know. Boy, that's way out of my
below the
jurisdiction.
40s.
That well, I mean, shit, yeah,
the
that's
60s is where it
that's
starts.
yeah. Let's just stuck with the 60s because you over here gang banging and shit and yelling all fucking 20s and 30s and all this other shit. Um,
You
we
trade.
we we all right, Rick. You ain't to California to get your ass whooped. All right, they got Tukey Williams, your ass. All right, so look,
Son.
bottom line, bottom line is this. All right, bottom line is so we're gonna say the 60s and 70s, the 80s and 90s, and then just the 2000 eras, right?
hmm
Or are we doing the 2000
That
era
wasn't.
and then the
You got
2010?
it 2000 to 2010 because that's not the same.
Okay,
I feel like
because it's a different
2010
decade,
and up because we already in 2020. And the same
right?
fighters from 2010s in 2020.
I'm just okay. So basically, I'm just trying to say
Late
the
90s, bro.
evolution. I'm just trying to say the evolution. Okay, the evolution of the sky. I think of this era, this day and age today. you have so many more skilled boxers than you did back even in the Sugar Ray Leonard days. Back at definitely way more than the Muhammad Ali days,
Oh, big
because
fact.
but the Sugar Ray Leonard days, it was only a handful. It was only a handful with
Definitely
vast
not.
skill.
Definitely not.
Yes. Okay.
It was
Okay.
only a handful.
Okay. So Rugen, let me hear you. Who do you feel besides the stars of boxing, meaning the Haglers, the Hearns, the Durant? Well, shit.
You can say
The
that about
Durants.
any era, bro.
Let me
Even
hear you.
today.
No, but let me hear you. Who else skill that really stood out to you
In the
What
80s,
year?
in the Sugar Ray Leonard era?
Mm, Leonard would pretty much be the 70s, though.
he would be
Bro,
the
you
80s.
keep y'all keep mixing up the fucking who fucking cares? He fought in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
He would be
Right?
the 80s though, because he
Who the
still
fuck
fought in the
cares? All
90s.
right.
He would be still in the 80s.
Well, what
Y'all
about
keep
Donald
saying
Curry?
I love
okay, that's
Donald Curry.
skillful, and
That's
yeah,
one of
he's
my
good.
favorites.
No, he's good. He was skillful, and he was definitely skillful. But okay, I tell you what, he was what 154. Donald Curry, I can
47 to
tell.
54.
Okay,
147.
okay, 147. Donald Curry would not amount to anything if I'm bringing up him and the Thurmans, the Ugats, any of that stuff.
Hell no.
He's not
He
Hell
would be
competing with
really
Uga.
good, bro. I really
He
love Donald
hold
Curry,
on.
bro.
Donald
He
Curry
beats
isn't is
Ugas and
he's not
Danny.
beating no fucking Ugas.
He
Donald
beat
What about
Curry.
Ugas
Mike
and Danny
McComb?
Garcia, bro.
Donald Curry and Mike and who Danny Garcia. I don't even think he beats Danny Garcia. That's a good
I think
comparison.
Donald
But
Curry picks him apart.
I think you're fucking smoking the highest dope. Like, where did you get that? What the fuck? He
I think
picked
Donald Curry
Danny
was really
Garcia
good.
upon. Nah, man, he was
Bro,
good.
I
No,
think
no,
Donald
he was
Curry
good.
you
was
got
Terrence
Danny
Crawford before
Garcia,
Terrence
bro?
Crawford.
Bro, you
Nah,
picking
see,
Danny
nah, I ain't
Garcia
gonna
over
lie. I think
Donald
you
Curry,
fucking.
bro?
Nah, that's a good argument. We can now if you want to do, we can take specific fighters and do a
All right,
compare and contrast.
Pernell Whitaker in the 80s. It's really only six people in the 80s. Let's be
I
dead
tell you
honest.
one thing. Okay, you know what? Because I feel like this conversation is going everywhere. I tell you what, Killer, you know who Pernell Whitaker is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Malky and Rugen, let me hear your take on this one, all right? I think that Pernell Whitaker, if you take the prime Pernell Whitaker, you match him up against Amir Khan. That is a bad style matchup for Pernell Whitaker, and Amir
Bro,
Khan probably
never
gets the
beat
win.
the dog shit out of that nigga,
What
bro.
do you think,
Stop
Killer?
fucking playing, bro.
What do you think, Killer? What do you think on that?
Yeah, that's. I ain't gonna lie. I think Purnell would fuck him up though, man.
Okay, Malky, what's your take on that?
Stylistically, that is a bad match. Paul's Amir Khan is very huge for the weight. He's like 5'11", very fast. He
What
does
weight
a
they
lot of
fighting at?
combos.
140?
They fighting at
147.
47. Amir Khan throw a lot of combos. He's busy. I do think Pernell Whitaker is capable of countering him. I'm not gonna say Pernell Whitaker can't win, but that is not a great fight for
Bro,
Pernell
you gonna
Whitaker.
knock that
That
nigga out,
so
bro.
in my opinion, that is not a great style matchup for Pernell Whitaker.
Bro,
Pernell
bro.
At
Whitaker
If
all.
actually
Pernell,
had
if Pernell, if Pernell
hold
should
on.
have beat Prime De La Hoya,
Okay,
bro, he beating the fuck out of Amir
hold
Khan,
on.
bro.
First of all, he didn't beat Prime De La
He
Hoya.
got
Okay,
I actually
robbed,
thought
nigga.
no,
He
he
got
didn't get
robbed. He
robbed.
got
No,
I
he
thought
robbed,
De La
fucking
nigga.
Hoya
didn't. De La Hoya
He
actually
won,
got
bro.
won.
robbed.
De La Hoya
Yeah, he
won
got
that
robbed.
fight, bro. De La Hoya.
Remember we did film study on that fight not too long
So
ago.
so
I didn't do
so
it with y'all. Let's do it.
so Pernell Whitaker, to be honest with you, Pernell Whitaker had trouble with long, rangy guys. Now I do think he was very, very slick, and he was
He
hard
was
to
not in
hit.
his prime when he
He
fought
he
them
was
dudes.
he was definitely hard to hit. But let's face it, his activity wouldn't amount to Amir Khan. His speed, he had a problem with people throwing punches and bunches. And Pernell Whitaker, even though he probably wouldn't have got hit cleanly by Khan, but Khan would have just piled up the points, and Pernell Whitaker
Prime would
would
have
have
went to
lost the.
sleep.
No, he wouldn't went to no fucking
Nigga, he
sleep.
went to fuck, bro. He's been hanging out the rim like Floyd uncle, nigga.
Oh yeah, you hanging out the rim, you Banja book. What are you
That
talking
nigga have
about?
been hanging out the ropes, nigga. Like Floyd
Yeah,
uncle,
I
nigga.
will say Whitaker did have great timing. Um,
Rest in
I'm not
peace.
saying he can't beat. I'm not saying he can't beat Amir Khan. He
Amir
does
Khan.
have
What
good
I'm saying
timing
is a
in the
horrible
counter,
style
but it's
matchup.
a horrible style matchup.
That's all I
Like
was trying to get at. That's all I was trying to get at. You Ruger is giving all his little extra curriculum thoughts hanging off the rope and shit.
I
Like
actually got
no,
Sweet Pea top 10
not
all
at all.
time, but I don't like that fight
And
for him.
I don't like the fight form at all. But I do agree with you. Sweet Pea is definitely top 10. Sweet Pea
Actually
is
got a
one of the
number
goats,
I
6.
feel like
and
somebody like Earl Spence is a terrible matchup for
that's the
Pernell.
no. That's a
Fucking
That's a
Amir
that's a
Khan.
very bad
that's
matchup
a
for him.
that's a
That's what I'm
bad matchup for
saying.
him too. But
Yeah.
Amir
That's
Khan was a bad
awful.
match. Yeah, that's
Nigga,
a
Amir
horrible
Khan to
matchup.
me is easy work for that nigga,
No,
bro.
it's
To
not
me,
fucking
that's
easy work.
easy work.
You
That's
are fucking
easy work.
crazy. What do you mean?
That's
That's
easy
easy
work for
work.
that
You
nigga. That's a
fuck.
man, go to sleep.
Oh
Shoot, a
yeah,
wash
bro.
con wasn't even easy work for Canelo.
Right. Fuck you mean.
Bro,
Okay, so I
Canelo
tell you
did
what. I
not,
tell you
bro. He
what.
didn't even test Canelo like that, bro. Canelo was just waiting.
So let's tack on this then because we can actually come what happened to Killer? Bro? I was gonna get every time I try to get Killer involved, some shit happens. But so we're gonna wait for Killer to get back in, and then we can kind of like give our conclusion, and then we can. There you go, Killer. Welcome back, sir.
What
No
the fuck?
rhyme with conclusion?
How are you, mate?
Contusion.
Bro.
Can you stop
Nah,
stuttering?
nah, it's not studying. Malky fucking throwing me off with his fucking buffoonery.
Carry on.
So Killer, I want to hear your opinion. What do you feel about boxing in its entirety? Like now, when you think of a boxer, what are you thinking?
In terms of what in particular?
Just in general as a boxer. So the first thing that you think of boxing, or okay, you know what? Let me rephrase. What do you like to see when you watch a boxing match?
It depends on the weight class. Like if I'm watching heavyweights, then obviously I want to see a brawl. But if I'm watching welterweights, especially if I'm watching my boy EJ or Bud,
Well, I'm sorry. Can you
then
elaborate? You can you elaborate who EJ is, please?
He knows that's
oh, I'm
Earl
sorry,
Spence. Everyone
Earl
knows that.
Spence Jr.
So can you also elaborate on why is that your boy? Do you have any history with EJ?
Yeah, man, I went to school with EJ at Cedar Hill High School in
Oh,
Cedar Hill,
okay.
Quick
Texas.
question: did that nigga have a lazy eye?
What's that?
Did he have a lazy eye?
Not in high school, bro.
So let me ask you this: how close were you? Did you sit next to him in science class?
No, I didn't sit next to him.
Somebody must have knocked that nigga eye straight.
because I heard from the grapevine from I'm not gonna say no names because that's dry snitching. All right, I'm not, but
You ain't
I
gonna
heard from the
snitch. You just gonna
grapevine.
tell a story. I got
Nah,
you.
yeah. I heard from the grapevine that somebody named Killer used to get bullied by a so-called boxer in Cedar High, and it was more so like like recess swirlies at the gym, and like you used to take your lunch cookies and like things like that. Can you elaborate on
You don't
that,
let that
please?
happen. That's nigga
Nah,
corny.
comment.
That's disgusting.
Did his name rhyme with Daryl Dents?
Right, right, exactly. That's a good one, Mikey. I actually like that. That's a quacker up. You get it, quacker up, doggy.
Y'all
Oh,
retarded,
yeah.
man. I'm not fucking with y'all, man.
Okay. So go ahead and you said your boy. So I mean, I just your boy because I mean,
But yeah,
I just
What
honestly
is it that you
remember.
like to see in
Well,
but
I
watching?
back
just remember
in
asking Mister EJ like, "Hey, bro, like Killer said he was your boy," and he said, "Who?" So I mean, how does that translate as your boy? I just want to know. Don't be pump faking, nigga, because this shit on live.
Man, he knew EJ. Hey, so when you see EJ and Bud fight, what are you looking for? Heavyweight, you like looking at it from a broad perspective. So at welterweights, what are you looking for?
welterweights, I'm looking for more of a technical fight. I'm looking for more of who's got more of the smarts, who's
More of the
defensive,
smarts.
yeah,
You like
like who's
Who
boxing?
game
Mm.
plan? Okay,
exactly.
so you like to see someone implementing
Like
a
like for
game plan.
example, when I watch Bud, I look forward to seeing how many different times he's gonna switch styles on you, and how often. You know what I mean?
Switch styles as in what
It's
stances? Because there's only
That's
two
yeah,
ways you can because
my
it's only two
bad.
ways you can switch stances. You said how many times it's going to
Yeah, you can switch the styles up, nigga. You could go
You
from
get
brawling
how
to being on the outside.
Well, you
no,
know,
but
Prince,
but he was saying
he
stance.
reaching, man. He trying to expose the casual on live so he can get laughs. It's all good.
It's not about getting lives. I'm trying to expose who's the goof for the conversation. The show is the goats and the goof. So basically,
Yeah,
we're a show that's targeting.
bro, we need
Everybody
him.
has different.
Remember what
How
you said, Prince. The casuals is what make everybody popular, bro. That's what they
that don't
need.
mean he's
That's
not a fucking
what's
goof.
important.
But to be honest with you, we don't
Hmm.
even pick who's the goofs. I got my in my mind who the goof is right now, and his name starts with an R.
Yeah, his name is
Ruger. It's Ruger,
retard
nigga.
Prince.
No, his name is fucking Ruger with fire and ice as his profile picture. Malky, how did you get your profile picture? See, how the fuck you
Look,
change your
look, look, look.
avatar?
Here go the goof. Can't even change his avatar.
I didn't even get a fucking avatar. I
I
don't
ain't
even
gonna
know how
Hey,
lie,
the
bro.
fuck how
Malky,
you do an avatar.
Malky, the goof is the nigga to make the broadcast wait 3 hours.
Oh, hold on. I can do
Ooh.
the avatar right here. Oh, it's a wrap. Well, wait till you see my avatar. I
You
don't
yeah,
even
you
want to
gonna
talk
put your
about it. Fucking
you gonna put your pharaoh as it. You had it there earlier. Duh.
all right, proceed, killer. Sorry.
I wasn't talking, man.
Goofy ass. This nigga stupid.
Look at him. He thinking people still making points. Wayne Takachi.
Hey, that's what you call a go avatar right there. This
Go
whole
ahead,
fucking
Malky.
time,
Go
nigga, you
ahead,
talking
speak.
about fucking avatar. I'll show you my
Um.
color avatar.
Oh yeah. Well, he asked Killer. He know what obviously we look at when we fight. I look at the
Okay, so
technical aspects of a fighter.
right, and that's specifically all weight classes, right? Not
All
just
weight classes.
all weight classes. Okay, so what about you, Ruger? What are you looking for?
In a fight, and all weight cut. Well, I'm kind of the opposite of Killer. In heavyweights, I want more technical because when I see a brawl at heavyweight, they get tired after 4 rounds and become a hug fest. So I like to see who actually got faith in their skills at heavyweight, and then at the lower weight classes, I like brawling because a lot of these dudes can't hit hard until you get to like welterweight. That's where you start seeing more and more knockouts. But at like 130, 122, I'd rather see a Brandon Figueroa. And then as you go up
Brandon
in weight class,
Figueroa.
yeah, Brandon Figueroa, ain't that his name? The one that
Yeah,
fought Fulton?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on. What you
yeah.
look for when you watch Brandon Figueroa fight?
A brawl. He said a brawl.
Brawl.
Oh, okay.
At lighter weights, I like to see brawl. At heavyweights, I
So
like to see
that's
more
why you were kind
technical.
of defending your claim on the 70s for not having skill, because Brandon Figueroa doesn't fight with any type of skill at all.
Exactly. That
Okay, so
motherfucker's
you
a
like the
head
goof.
first. But I do like different types of styles, and then as you get to like those middleweight class, I like to see a combination of both. Like I like watching Sergey Kovalev because he's a bigger guy, but he's staying on the outside, tagging you with the 1-2 and shit like that. And then I like the 147 because you gotta do like Earl Spence hitting you with fucking 10 body shots up close, and then hitting you with the jab on the exit, and sometimes you get counted off of it. So I do like it. That I just
Earl
like seeing
Jazz
a
crazy.
mixture.
Okay. Okay, that's very fascinating to know. I feel like throughout this conversation, we kind of tagged on a lot of subjects and a lot of points, a lot of good points. I feel like all you guys did a phenomenal job at getting you guys points out. Um, and we were more so just targeting the Muhammad Ali, that saga, that claim of being greatest of all time. And like I said before, it's just a claim. Your greatest of all time might be different from mine's because of just skill. But I feel like the greatest of all time from a skill level, that person has needs tremendous amount of either skill, ability, and also the resume and accolades and credentials. So um, I mean, as far as methods, this segment, we kind of touched on everything. Killer went away again. I guess we can wait till he gets back before we just
He's
wrap this
back.
thing up. Oh, he is back. Okay.
Killing my vibe, man.
Hey, hey, what's going on, Killer? That's great. So, so,
Mhm.
uh, so yeah, basically, we can kind of just wrap this. Wrap this
You ain't
segment
spoke
of
on boxing. What about MMA? I want to
You
hear
want?
y'all what y'all look for in MMA because there's more stuff you can watch and there's more shit to it.
Oh,
Well,
simple. We look
that's
for
probably
guys just
that's probably another segment that I would probably want to tag on. But I mean, we can give our quick little synopsis on MMA. What
Yeah,
do you
talk
got,
about it
Muggy?
next tomorrow,
oh
next
guys
week.
just laying on top of each other for 5 minutes per
Yeah,
round. That's
Yeah,
it.
you know, Malky watch gay porn, so that's what mine was.
Nah, all jokes aside, from a serious note, I really love strikers. So I'm always looking to see an elite level striker and versatility in fighters. But I respect all guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
As much as the
Kamar
MMA,
Usman's pound for pound king.
as far as much as the as far as much as the MMA talk, I probably want to get on that on a later date because I want to actually explain the comparison between MMA and boxing. And that's gonna take like a whole nother fucking 2 hours before we can like you really get it out. So let's save that uh and into the next show. So in time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in to the Goats and Goofs show.
Cool, I'm about to eat this lasagna.
What channel?
See,
So that's
wait,
gonna be
hold
on your
on, hold on.
channel.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be on the wait, hold on. I just want to tag
Killer,
on
do
this.
you hold up? Killer,
Hold,
do you
but
want to shout out anything? Hold on.
we can shout out, but
I'm Gucci.
All right, Prince, I
uh,
have to mute you for a
yeah,
second.
you
Prince,
fucking mute
give
my
out your
shit.
Instagram. Give your
Man,
Instagram
fuck
and
the
stuff so they
Instagram.
know
Then
where
you
to
mute
find you.
me again. Nigga, it's gonna be hell to pay.
They need to know
Hey,
where to
hey.
find you.
Prince so much of a goofy, he the host and he getting muted.
So look, wait. So would this be on my page? The Ghost and